You must bring your glasses next time you come to this podcast.
I'm struggling to see the computer screen at the moment.
How about you pause this and go put your glasses?
My glasses are broken anyways.
Because it's just making it awkward for me. I don't like it. And he's laughing, but it's true.
Hello and welcome to the Spaghetti Junction podcast. My name is Bruce.
My name is Gareth.
We talk about things.
We just don't know where they're gonna go.
Episode.
Sorry, I like how you laugh. Like it's almost like every episode. Don't know where it's gonna go. You naughty bastard. Carry on.
That story's coming up just now.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
Cool. Yes, episode 30.
Come on.
Quite the celebration. We've been doing this for 30 episodes.
We began at almost the end of November.
Yeah, I was actually thinking back and I actually couldn't remember the
Well, I can give you the
date.
exact date if you really want to.
You can.
First episode went out on the 18th of November. We joined on the 18th of November. So roughly the 18th of November.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cheapers. Okay.
30 episodes down. How's that?
It's been quite the journey, hey?
Sure.
I must say.
Yes.
We had some interesting chats.
This is a very interesting chat, and I'm sure we can go into the podcast and stuff a bit later. But Joe, we're going to be we just felt it'd be good just to hang out and just to, to like reminisce and go back to a few, to some of the podcasts, that we enjoyed, and, and just to look back at how we started. And so, yeah, it's just going to be a nice, chilled, relaxed walk down memory lane and
That's
stuff like that.
And it's a double celebration because
That is true.
Because Gareth and I both had birthdays this month.
Happy birthday to us.
May is the month of awesome people being born.
Month of madness. Month of madness.
Jeepers, tell me about it.
Yeah, I turned the royalty of 46.
46.
What did you do?
You look amazing.
Bruce, that is the most beautiful thing you've ever said to me.
And trust me, I say some
And you
beautiful
say some
things.
really nice things
I
to
say
me.
some really...
So I appreciate that love.
Okay.
And right back at you salt and pepper beard person.
Yeah, I'm kind of rocking the beard now. I decided to embrace
Yeah, you got to do it.
Embrace the age and just go, you know what? I'm going to go with this and
Yes.
see where it takes me.
Exactly. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I think you kind of went for it before I did.
I mean, I went from having a beard to no, but having a beard, and then I was like, no, I really enjoy it, and then I get it trimmed every week.
Well, I've always had a bit of stubble because I shave my head.
That is
So I have to have a bit because I'm not one of those guys that's got that nice squarish jaw. So, I need to offset it. But I decided, okay, let me grow that beard in a little bit more. And see.
Yeah, I mean, I've been told that I look like I'm in my 30s. So, I mean, bear in mind, it did come from my nephews who love me unconditionally. But it's true because I find that I relate to younger. I don't relate to my age.
Yeah.
I probably relate to in the 30s,
Yes.
unless she's really pretty in the 20s.
Yeah.
I relate to her as much as she needs. I think that's okay. Do you think that's dodgy? You're going to go freaking down your world.
I know.
Your world in Tinder. Because you're doing some experiment, you said.
No. So basically,
Whenever you do that, I know it's like, oh, okay.
I don't know.
I've got to tell the world something.
I sometimes question why I do this, but I went off Tinder for a while, sort of gave it a break because I get sick of it after a while.
It is a bit monotonous.
Yeah, and just this morning, I had a bit of a thought, and I decided to go back on, and I had one new photo of me with a beard, and it was one of those bathroom selfies, and
just verify that you were wearing clothes in the bathroom.
Fully clothed.
Okay, that's okay.
But sort of the most recent photos of me, because my other photos are all quite oldish.
Yeah. It lies about you. Don't worry.
Yeah. So I thought, well, let me just create a profile and put this photo on and lead with it and see where it goes.
Yeah.
And then I started, it was cool. I started seeing people, wasn't getting matches, but I could see that I was getting swiped on. And then I sort of got dressed to come here to do these podcasts today, and I looked in the mirror and I thought, damn, you look pretty good today.
Glad to.
And I thought, well, let me take a couple of other bathroom selfies, which is completely against my nature.
Excuse me, sorry, my phone just... Oh, shit.
Gareth, keep an eye on the soccer.
Yeah, sorry, it is normally off, but I had to go onto, an email which is linked to... I'm so sorry to break that up. I took it off the airplane mode.
Yes.
Just to check something which is linked to our podcast. And I'm sad that I did because
something's just come through.
I'm now down by 2 goals.
Oh, no.
So I think I'm going to turn this phone off for now. Bruce, I'm so sorry. That wasn't planned.
Who's your team, Gareth?
Everton.
And they were playing?
Man City.
Ooh.
But Man City are like they've already won the league, so I didn't really expect to win. Oh. But anyways,
sorry, dude.
Something more exciting and challenging to your podcast. I mean, damn it.
My Tinder experiment.
Your Tinder experiment. Carry on.
So I thought like considering I'm embracing this new image with a little bit more grey in my beard and everything. I thought, no, let me see what sort of attention this gets me.
Yeah.
Because I drink that attention like water from a fire hose. So what else am I doing? I'm not putting a bio on my Tinder profile. Yeah, not writing anything.
It's just your
because
face.
no one reads bios. Let's just be honest.
I used to, but then it was like,
no, I don't.
Let's just.
No.
I love my dogs, and it's like whatever.
Yeah, they're all the same.
Do you like me? Not okay. Bye bye.
Yeah, and anyway, Garrett's been down this road as well, and so my opening message now is stating, hey, this is what I'm looking for. If you're cool with that, let's keep chatting. If not, so just being honest in that. Because the bio was always very honest and open and very upfront.
Yeah.
And now I'm just sort of doing that in the first message. So we'll see. I'm taking it with a huge pinch of salt and
huge grain. Nice.
Huge grain of salt.
How big is the grain of salt?
A huge pinch of even bigger grains of salt.
Wow. Okay, that's yes.
Like Dead Sea salt, not even like normal salt.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how unseriously I'm
you don't
taking
care.
Tinder. I don't care at all.
Well, that's good to know, dude.
And that is my story.
Well, we look forward to hearing the results next time we do a podcast.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for the fantastical life of Bruce and the Experiment.
Wow.
Yeah. Hi, Spaghetti Junction Podcast. We wanted to let you know that our team has reviewed your content and we do not think it's in line with our community guidelines. As a result, we've age-restricted the following content. Episode 4, The Metric of Happiness. That made me laugh.
That was epic.
And that's the only time that we have ever been blocked, and I mean, right now this is episode 30. So 1 out of 30. And the one that they choose to do is The Metric of Happiness. I laughed. Yo.
I'm waiting in bated breath for the last episode.
Oh, about wokeness and all that kind of stuff.
That's it. But what episode was The Metric of Happiness?
We were very young. It was episode 4.
Like I thought that was pretty cool though, that we got red flagged that early on. I was like, wow, we must be doing something must be doing something right. But then we get flagged for talking about happiness.
Exactly, which makes no sense whatsoever.
And then for ages our running joke was basically YouTube didn't want us to be happy.
We did.
Yeah, we talked about that for a couple of episodes. Well, that was kind of
like more your
yeah, it was my thing.
Your hilarity, which you used.
I thought it was really funny.
A lot. Yeah. Why so did I?
Because I was happy. It's part of what YouTube wanted.
No, I just find it entertaining because of out of every episode we've done, I wouldn't say it's the lightest, but it's one that actually speaks about happiness.
Yeah, and we got flagged for it, which is unbelievable.
And we've actually worked out why.
Oh yes.
I haven't put on a timer for this one, so
oh dear.
No, let's just keep on talking because I will have an idea. Sorry, guys. What I normally do is I have a clock running just so we can be aware as to as to how we're doing.
How long we've waffled.
How long we've waffled on for.
Especially on one like this where we really haven't done much.
We don't really have to plan because this is the great thing about it.
This is the spontaneous.
This is the spontaneous. We're just having a look back at what we enjoy doing. Yeah. So, anyways, the metric of happiness. I just enjoyed it because it was, and I enjoyed it that it was still quite early
Yes.
in our podcasting because it was just trying to keep things light and fluffy.
Yes.
And I think we've been trying to do that. Like every second episode, it has to like at least be not as intense.
Yeah, we kind of balance it out.
Yeah.
Because I think there are topics that we both find very interesting and are very we're both sort of quite passionate about.
Yeah.
And we follow sort of current stuff that's happening in the world quite closely, and we like to talk about that stuff. And sometimes sometimes those topics can bring the heat, and we need to balance it out with just being completely chilled and just being Gareth and Bruce, basically, instead of social commentators.
Commentary. Yeah, I mean, it makes me think of episode 14 episode 14 and 15 that we did. That was about Ravi Zacharias, because that one was super topical.
It was intense, and it was a lot of we've seen so much of that happen, and now with even that we almost revisited that whole section.
Yes.
Later on,
because more stuff was happening
with Jake Paul and all those allegations.
Oh no, but that's not the same as. Oh, I see where you kind of.
Yeah,
but you can't really put Jake Paul. I'm sorry, with Ravi Zacharias.
No, we can't. But it was
why did you try?
It felt like it was in the same wheelhouse. Not.
No, that's one girl. Ravi Zacharias.
Okay, all right.
Come on.
And
Ravi Zacharias is not a YouTuber. This is completely different.
Yes, it is. It is.
What the hell are you thinking?
I wasn't thinking.
Thank you. Point taken. Yeah, no, there was nothing close to Ravi Zacharias one. And it just made us very aware. And even after that, there were some things that were happening around us that actually made you also question as to like the things happening within a church environment.
Yes.
Like, how does this kind of thing happen? And I'm aware of one place as well, where there was, where something happened as well within the church environment. And at that point, no one actually had realized, just because I think people in that environment, the perpetrators, they've learned to keep things pretty quiet.
Yeah.
And it does come out sometime.
Definitely.
And it did with his person. And so, yeah, I mean, I found it a little bit difficult in the beginning to really talk about it because, because just like how much do you share about it? How far do you go with it?
This was a specific situation that you knew of, or about?
No, we are talking about Ravi Zacharias.
The Ravi Zacharias one,
episode 14. Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, and I don't think we've had to look. I think what we are learning to do is that even if something is topical and it might ruffle a few feathers, well, I just feel that even if that's happening, that we need to go with our gut, and we just need to be doing episodes like that.
Yeah,
that some will agree with, some won't, but it needs to be spoken about.
Absolutely. And as long as our freedom of speech is still a thing,
well, so far it is.
So far it is. Then yeah, we will be, because we are allowed to. So yeah. No, that was a good one. That was definitely I think that was our first podcast that ran into two parts.
No, it was not. In fact, there were two more before that.
Was it?
Ran into two parts.
There was the interrogation. Oh, and the other one about mental health. That ended up being one of our more popular ones. Was the one about mental health. We ended up having quite a bit of traction on that one. Right?
In total for that whole topic, it was about 50, 53.
Okay. Cool. That's probably the most.
No.
No, it isn't.
You gotta know our episodes, pal.
Sorry, man.
Do you actually? Wow. I don't know. Look for another co-host.
I'm sorry.
So the mental health one, that was 2 episodes, as well as the era of New Enlightenment. That was also.
Okay, cool.
Now you did this whole thing on the era of New Enlightenment.
That was an interesting
I didn't
one.
really get as involved as you were, because that was more something which you were excited about.
Yeah, I think so. It was more along. Yeah, I chatted about how the internet. I compared the internet to the invention of the printing press.
That's right.
Where the printing press was the first sort of. So the printing press was the. How do I word this?
Boy.
It was the first entity, let's put it that way, to help to enable mass information to be shared to the masses, basically, with the printing of the Bible.
Yep.
And now with the internet, with information being shared so freely and so instantly around the world, that's why I believe we are living in a stage of in a period of new enlightenment where we're learning things all the time, and traditional thinking is being challenged all the time and that kind of thing. So yeah, that was a good one. I did a deep dive.
No, you did. Look, I think I know a lot of these episodes you would like write things down and prep and plan. I would also prepare.
Yeah.
More like written out on Word and not in a booklet. But yeah, that one was definitely more of a drive from your side than mine. I think I actually learnt as I was going as well, because it was. And what is interesting is that when I changed the thumbnail, our views went up. And now, speaking of thumbnails, that's a very pertinent part of what we do. And I'm learning as we go that if the views aren't going up, I need to find a picture for a thumbnail that's a lot more provocative of it, or something that makes you really want to look at it more.
Yeah.
Because I'm finding, not that people don't want to listen, it's just that sometimes people need a boot up their butts by a different thumbnail.
It's that visual thing. It's just and you've changed quite a few of our thumbnails over the course of
and has actually helped us.
Yeah.
I mean, that episode had about 28. And to some people, like 20 is so small. Actually, on our podcast, we're still young, and anything over 9 we said was pretty awesome.
Yeah, pretty much.
So thank you for the 20s.
I mean, we celebrated when we hit 10 subscribers.
I know, it's crazy.
Now we're on 17.
17, we're looking for a 20.
Looking for a 20.
Number 3, another 3, make our dreams come true.
That's it.
Very nice.
So, yeah.
Dude, and I saw, in fact, I showed you just now that there was an interview on the Trevor Noah show with Logan Paul.
Yes.
And we spoke about him a bit in 13th episode, and that had over 30 views actually. That one. Yes, Bruce. You must bring your glasses next time you come to this podcast.
I'm struggling to see the computer screen at the moment.
How about you pause this and go pick your glasses?
My glasses are broken anyway.
Because it's just making it awkward for me. I don't like it. And he's laughing, but it's true. So we spoke about
looking at the wrong thumbnail. Sorry.
Yeah, you were just whatever. So that was when we spoke about Logan Paul and the power of social media.
Yes.
And his fight is in June. I can't give you an exact date right now because I don't remember. It's in June. It's next month. He's fighting with Floyd Money Mayweather.
That is.
And you think about it, it's like, I think it's 50-0. And that is Floyd Mayweather. Okay. He's never lost a match, and now he's coming out to fight a YouTuber, which is what we discussed. So we can't overdo it. But now that it's going on more, now we're seeing it is actually happening.
Only in this time in history can a champion boxer come out and fight against a YouTuber. Exactly. We are seeing things nowadays that we have never seen in human history. We are.
Oh, it's fun for the ride.
It's crazy. History is being made in front of our eyes, and we're all part of it.
Exactly.
Because we're experiencing things because of social media, because of the internet. We're experiencing things that the human race has never experienced before. And
Although
it's
there's a
incredible.
verse that speaks about there's nothing new under the sun.
That's also true.
This phrase, I mean, there's nothing new under the sun. But YouTubers are new. I don't know. So maybe that means that in another, like way back when, there was an emperor who decided to have a mind game with I don't know.
With a slave.
With a slave who knew
And people were going, never in our
we'd
history.
never see
we'd
this
never
happen
see
before.
This. Yeah.
He's having a game. He's playing chess with a random dude,
Maybe.
and he's never lost chess before, this emperor.
Who knows?
But he felt that it was right
We
to.
don't know.
Well, this is why we're talking about it now.
Yeah.
We're hypothesizing.
We're hypothesizing. It's a big word. Hey?
Word of the day.
Jeepers.
Yes, I got it in. So anyway, so with Logan Paul, and anyways, so that's happening. But what took away from his press conference, I don't think you've seen it.
Oh, the stealing the hat story with
Jake Paul.
Yes.
Trust Jake Paul to do stupid ass stuff. So it's Logan Paul's stare down, basically. Well, showdown
yeah.
with Floyd Mayweather did a perler, but I think it was so stupid. Floyd Mayweather says to Logan Paul, and I know what you did in Japan. I know what you did. So I'm fighting for all of Japan.
Jeepers.
No, it's stupid. It's lame. So I just laughed at that, which is what Logan Paul does. That's so scary. It's like coming up to me, which has happened in I haven't in many fights, but
Yeah.
they'll always say, "Oh, you're Four Eyes." Okay. Let me just smack you and you'll see actually who I am. Point being, it was a very boring, bland press conference.
Right.
It was just stupid.
Yeah.
So along comes Jake Paul halfway through it, and he says, "No, I want to fight you." And then Floyd says, "Fine, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, I'll fight you both." And then he says, and then he points at Logan and says, "Puss," and Jake, "See."
Jeez.
Yeah.
Like,
So Jake Paul basically walked up and mouthed off to Floyd Mayweather and grabbed Floyd Mayweather's cap, and all hell broke loose.
yeah, I did see that.
Oh my soul!
And
Floyd Mayweather. Yes, I told you about it. Yeah, Floyd Mayweather. I think he totally overreacted. It's a
Yeah.
cap,
yeah.
but he went ballistic. He managed to hit him He managed to
He used to dick him in the face, didn't he?
knock him in the eye, and it supposedly broke one of his teeth. But I don't think one of Jake Paul's teeth broke. But it was very close.
Jeez.
And he lost his cool. But Jake Paul had been planning he had plans already
Yeah.
before the fight happened. So he had already planned that. And literally about 5 minutes after that happened, there was a drop. There was a new clothing drop in Jake Paul's shop
Wow.
called "I've Got Your Cap."
No way.
He had already planned from the beginning the
Jeepers.
marketing from "I've Got Your Cap."
What?
Shirts, everything. Sold.
No, that is clever.
He
hey?
is, you know what?
That is genius.
Hate him or not, he is freaking clever. He planned way in advance for this.
Wow.
Imagine that. You do stupid shit like that and you're making money off that because I got your cap.
Jeepers. You got punched in the face for it too.
Oh, he did.
But-
Sucker punch. But
Yes.
that's what he does, though. That's exactly what he does.
That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it's the power of social media. Yes, Bruce. If you
Oh,
haven't
man.
cut your glasses,
I gotta be honest. The one where you supposedly decided that you were not gonna carry on with the podcast.
episode 22. That was a beautiful
I
moment.
must, yeah. You thought it was a beautiful moment. I thought it was the end of the freaking world. Jeez. So Gareth, I didn't even realize that it was the 1st of April.
No, that was the joy of
Yeah,
me.
because I think I was aware of the 1st of April, but I mean I wasn't even listening to the radios, and then I can't even remember what day of the week the 1st of April was, but
It was early in the week, I think.
and I think it
But
was,
I can't remember.
and we had episodes coming up that coming weekend.
Yes.
And we did, and it was in the morning. I was busy having breakfast or whatever, and get this voicemail from Gareth, just saying, sounding really down, and basically telling me that he's had it with.
I'm leaving. I'm
he's
done.
had it with the podcast.
Yeah,
He's
bullshit.
done. He's like, I can't believe
Get me out of here.
I can't believe I spent all this money on this equipment, and like. Just like I got this email. We got this email saying that this podcast is really nothing without Bruce, and it was really depressing and stuff like that. And he got me going for a couple of messages.
Yeah.
And then I realized it was April's.
Yeah.
April
So
Fools,
if you haven't heard that episode, well, okay, you already know what's going to happen.
please go
And
check
obviously,
it out.
I didn't quit because we're still making podcasts.
And we're 30 episodes in. So
Exactly.
Yeah,
So if it did,
quit.
I didn't actually, guys. So you can stop crying and making what do they call it? They go online and they make a what's it called? Petition
Oh yes.
to have Gareth back, and that's why I'm back. Actually, my loyal fans are like, nope.
Yeah, I must say that's the first time I've been pranked properly in a long time.
Yeah, I think after that one, I'm not going to prank much after that.
Because you were feeling
That
quite
was
bad
my
about
pranking done. No, I'm done now. Well, unless it's my nephews, then I'll prank. But in general, my pranking, I don't think I can get a level up from that.
Yeah, that was. I mean, kudos to you for that. I was
champ.
like, I had to go. You know what? Tip my hat to you, sir, because that was good. That was a good one.
No, that was a beautiful moment. Let's be honest. I've been hanging out, well, as we all do, with our brothers. I actually saw him recently, and it just reminded me of when we did episode 18. That was about cochlear implants.
Yes.
And what my brother was going through. So he's at a point almost now where they are going to turn on his second implant.
Yeah, because you had to wait quite a while for it to.
A few weeks, and it was meant to be done at least a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, but then the medical aid screwed up, and they've had to, anyways, they made a boo-boo.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to wait. It's possibly, then he was going to get it next week, but the audiologist is moving offices, so he has to wait for another week. So pretty much in 2 weeks' time, they're going to slowly turn on his implant.
Cool. Yeah, slowly take it up by a particular percentage.
Yes, because
over.
it has to get exactly.
Yeah. What do they take it to first? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay.
Spur, I think. So I don't know, Chris. It's a percentage, yes.
Okay.
So yeah, so in about 2 weeks, he's then going to have and then he's then trying to get a new setup for his old one,
Right.
because the guys who did it, they made a boo boo.
Okay.
So anyways, he is hoping that he can hear like a lot more, even to a point when we game and he can somehow, because of the magic of Bluetooth,
Yes.
he can then play and move all the gaming stuff into his implants.
Right. Oh, wow.
So it's as if he is wearing headphones.
Jeez.
And there's a setting also which can cancel out any outside noises, basically. And then the hope is that he can then hear what I'm saying enough to the point
Okay.
that because like up till now it needs to be more silent. No. Where's my brain gone? Lip reading.
Oh yes.
It needs to be more lip reading.
Right.
But the hope is with these implants, he can actually begin to hear what you're actually saying without having to see you in the same room.
That's fantastic.
So that's the goal.
Jeepers.
So we're going to see how that happens. I mean, he's excited about it, as I am, as is the family.
Yeah.
So hopefully in 2 weeks,
That's very cool.
it's going to be up and pumping. So I'm looking forward to that for him. I really am. He really deserves good sound.
Yeah, he
So
does.
I'm really hoping that's going to work.
Awesome. Another very interesting chat that we had was about the whole assisted suicide and euthanasia. When it comes to that was a hot topic.
That was quite hectic.
Yeah, we came from slightly different angles on it.
That's what we normally do.
That's what we normally do, and that's what makes it so interesting.
If it's you and me, yes.
Yeah.
I think the general percentage of the times, the general amount of all the podcasts where you and me are on slightly different sides, I think is the majority.
Yeah.
Which is why I really like doing this.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Because I know some of the stuff that you're going to say is going to, and vice versa. It's like, what were you thinking? So that's actually really why I really enjoyed doing this. I mean, I can still, not remember as clear as day.
Yeah.
But it was, back last year, October, November, when I was in my lounge on my couch, and this stuff wasn't going well, and I don't really remember what it was, but I realized that I hadn't been happy for so long. It was a very horrible feeling. And somewhere, maybe it was God, I don't know, but the idea of, okay, maybe to help myself not to feel this crappy way, what can I find stuff to bring me some joy? So then I went on the avenue of, okay, I like to be creative. I'm very writing stuff, singing. I was going to say painting, but that's not. No, that's not one of my skills. Anyways, I just really enjoy being creative. I love it. It makes me happy.
Yes.
And then out of my thought pattern was like, podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, it's an interesting idea. I mean, would I do it? How would I do it? Oh, it's too much work, which is what I do sometimes, like I have an idea. It's like, why? And then I sit back. It's like, it's too much like work. I just don't want to do this. And then I thought, okay, if I'm going to do it, who would I want to do it with? Who can I relate to on a level that won't take anything personal from me?
Yeah.
And that I know is probably going to say stuff that'll ruffle my feathers, and we'll talk about it. So I thought, okay, you know what? Let me get a hold of Bruce and see what he thinks about it. And I think I messaged you. I said, hey, here's my thoughts. What do you think about doing a podcast?
Yeah. And it was something that I really hadn't even considered for my own. I think I toyed with the whole vlogging thing a bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, then it just didn't materialize.
Yeah.
Maybe I also thought, it just looks like too much hard work. But then, when you did it, I was like, yeah, okay. I could see where this could.
Yeah.
I could see how this could work.
Yeah.
Cool. And, 30
here we are.
in.
How cool is that, though?
And the thing is, we can go back onto the main thing that we talked about on the Metric of Happiness podcast.
Yes.
Was how we as men particularly define happiness. And a lot of it has to do with purpose. And when we have a purpose, when we have a reason...
Okay, this has gone from fun to now I'm being preached at by Bruce.
No, but I'm just saying.
I'm kidding. Carry on.
That's what happened.
I'm
We started the podcast, and you...
Wise man you are.
Definitely sort of felt a hell of a lot happier.
No, where I am now is...
Yeah, and so
very
why?
different to where I was.
Because there's purpose there.
Yeah.
There's something like flip. There's actually a reason to get up and do stuff, and all that. And that's... Yeah, purpose gives us happiness.
That's right, Bruce.
Which is very cool.
But the podcast doesn't get me up every day, though.
I know, but gets you up some days.
The weekends. Oh, look, I really look forward to when we podcast. It's just a lot of fun, and I get to hang out with you, which is normally pretty good.
Yeah, it's nice, regular, and we often say this to each other when we're not podcasting. It's like we've talked about subjects that I don't think we'd ever talk about.
Conversations, no.
No, we wouldn't. I don't phone you up and go, Gareth, I want to sit down and talk to you about synesthesia or
euthanasia.
Or euthanasia. I'm really concerned about the fact that people are helping other people kill themselves.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen on
No.
our conversations.
Yeah. And I would have, Gareth had brought up points that I would never have thought about, or topics and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, flip, I never thought about that.
And vice versa.
Yeah, and then you learn stuff because you have to go and actually go and research.
Yeah, and in all, jokes, we've actually have learned a lot
We have.
throughout, conversations.
We have, yeah. We've learned things from each other, learning different views.
Yes.
And that's the cool thing about us is we can have a conversation, we can have differing views,
Yes.
and we turn off the podcast equipment and
We're
mates.
Oh.
We're actually
There's
still
like
talking to
dead
each other.
quiet. Exactly, pal.
So yeah.
No, I think as a podcast we've done really, really, really well.
We are.
And look, I mean, I'm happy that we've done this. So hopefully you are at the end of 30 episodes going, okay, that's what's kind of fun.
I am. It's cool. I
think we've done well.
It is fun. It's nice getting out there on the internet and expressing your views and all that and
it's nice to have at least 3 or 4 people who listen to us and go, okay, we can believe in this.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So I'm excited, dude. But no, this has been. I think this. I did not see it going past a conversation saying, okay, let's do a podcast.
Yeah.
And now I'm sitting with you a few months on, at least almost half a year now.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's almost half a year now of doing podcasting and stuff, and we're still going strong.
And that first episode was completely off the cuff.
Oh,
We didn't have anything planned.
No.
And I think what did we talk about? We talked like 45 minutes. We didn't realize that we could
bounce
off each other for that amount of
for almost 50 minutes. And I remember at the beginning, I told you, look, this might not go more than like 10 minutes.
And it just flowed. Hey?
50 minutes. And at the time of recording, it's got 82 views.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So that's the one episode that really did well. From there on, I reckon about like I'm half for like that was fun, and then but we kept it 40 people roughly.
Yeah, that's it.
Not that we're seeing 40. The point being, that was our first one.
Yeah,
and we went unscripted, and it was actually very, very interesting. And I like it because people can at least get like a new like they can find out more about us.
Yeah,
and to look back now on our sound quality, and and like how we actually addressed the podcast, the structure.
Yes.
And when you look at it now, and you're hearing our quality now,
yes,
and to what it was,
it's
chalk and very cheese, different. But I wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
Because it shows how much we're growing.
That's it. Yeah, and you have to start somewhere. Then you grow from there. And
that's very wise words, Bruce.
I know.
I think you should write that down somewhere.
In the Bruce Book of Everything.
The Bruce Book of Everything, exactly. So no, this is I'm glad that we are on this together, and dude, when time flies, I'm just seeing us going from strength to strength.
Well, here's
30 means 30, whatever. Here's to look at.
Here's to the next 30. Here's to the next 60, 90. Who knows?
Who knows? That's the exciting thing about this podcast is sometimes we don't know.
No.
So thank you all for being here for the ride and for enjoying the podcast as much as we are.
Awesome.
I was thinking you might say something at the end. No?
Like, comment, subscribe, and share it.
What Bruce was meant to say as well was, guys, it's also been fantastic having you with us.
Sorry, Gareth
and I really love working with Gareth because he's like the best in the world.
Gareth just articulated it so much better than
Thank you. And guys, thank you. As always, we've been listening to the Spaghetti Junction podcast.
Thanks very much, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
What is your name, Bruce?
My name is Bruce.
Do you see what I have to friggin' be with people? I mean, I love Bruce.
What's your name?
Gareth. We love you.
Cheers, guys. Have
Goodbye.
A good one. Bye-bye.